What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Board Shorts and Banter podcast. As you can see, Tom has gone enhanced and has put lines in his eyebrows. Actually, Tom might already have lines in his eyebrows.
He probably does. I know that he goes into our barber. We all got the same barber, which is quite cute. And he just requests the Jack Eagles haircut. Isaac tells me every time, so he probably does.
Fair enough. Right, I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Eagles, IFBB Pro, and what else are you, Jack?
Ex-men's physique athlete. Retired men's physique athlete. I used to be cool and belong on this podcast, and then I went downhill. So
let's be honest, mate. You were a better men's physique competitor than what me and Tom could ever be.
You technically beat me, actually, so we won't go there.
You entered the wrong show. You played yourself, mate.
You won by default, mate.
Yeah.
You had common sense. I didn't. So
I beat Jack Eagles. That's the title of today's podcast. But yeah, Tom's ill. He's got a real bad habit at the minute of just making really bad excuses. So this week's he got a cold and then his kidneys flared up. Don't know how they're related.
maybe he is enhanced.
Maybe he is.
Maybe he is.
He reckons he's got the same illness that Seabum has.
Just
and that's
issue.
definitely not been brought on by gear.
Oh, of course. Isn't there like autoimmune issues? There's like, I don't want to say thousands, but I'm pretty sure there are like thousands of different ones. So.
Probably. And Tom's got all of them. Congratulations, right. Tom. Anyway, Jack, how are you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. Very busy. Fat peak off season, but show dates have been planned. That's a horrendous thing to bring up on a podcast. You're like, what show dates?
Yeah.
Confidential, that's the word. Confidential. Early next year. Probably starting prep in like 6 weeks' time.
6 weeks' time? And I finished prep this weekend. So does that mean we're going to have so many meals out together?
We are literally going to nail pints every single night for those 5 weeks. Just pints.
Oh my God. Right. So not even when I was that much younger, it was probably like 3-4 years ago. Me and my mates used to go out at Christmas and we'd do a drinking challenge called the 12 Pints of Christmas.
Yeah.
And the aim was we would go to 12 different places and have a different beer at each one.
Nice.
The messiest night of the year.
Yeah, it sounds very Sheffieldy.
Mate, it was savage. We actually used to go out near where you live, and I'm not going to say where that is. Begins with the W.
I was about to say I'm about to move house, but I'm moving like 2 minutes away, so let's still not name it.
Begins with a W. If you know, you know. But yeah, loads of pubs, and we just used to get absolutely smashed, and we'd get to the point where it were like having. Have you heard of a beer called Belgian Blue?
I've heard of a cow.
Yeah, well, it's based off of the cow, and it's absolutely horrific. And that always ended up being like pint 10 or 11, and that would just make us all throw up.
So it's basically pub golf, but only pints.
Yeah.
Class.
I am retired from pub golf, so I can't.
I was about to say
golf.
Fucking next week's YouTube video, Christmas special.
We'll do the 12 pints
plus
Christmas.
Jack. Do 12 pints.
Well, Tom can come, but his autoimmune disease might, just completely finish him off.
No, it's just training. It's developing the autoimmune issue. It's like when you get a vaccine, you inject like a small amount of something that makes it worse, so you get the antibodies. So maybe we get some like Ket in there as well for him.
Oh, don't! Tom will be like, I'm there, mate, I'm there.
Tom's already there now, waiting for him.
Oh, bless. Yeah, well, loads of eating challenges and many, many pints will be consumed between now and the start of your prep. I'm not going to ask you any prep questions. Instead, I'm going to keep it solely on this year. We had you on, the last time that you was on our podcast was the Christmas special last year.
It's been that long?
Mate, it's been ages. You've gone clear. You've been Mr. Big Time this year.
Well, I want to come on more.
Well, you can. Thanks,
mate.
Whenever you've got any goss,
Tom permanently.
Just come on. Yeah, we'll just get rid of Tom. Finish him off.
Perfect. Sounds good for me.
He will probably be dead soon.
Yeah, but so will I. So then who's going to be the host?
Oh, Jesus. I'll be doing this on my own.
I'll get him downstairs, mate. She can fill in.
Yeah. I'll get him in. That'll be. She'll look like you anyway in a few years once you get her on the secret stack,
For sure.
or at least sound like you.
That's the plan, mate. That's what we want.
Oh dear, right. So this year, mate, you obviously competed at the start of this year, and I feel like over the last 12 months, your life has, in many, many ways, it's been the exact same, but there's been so many little bits that have changed dramatically. So we'll talk about the competing first before we talk about, the cool brand that we're both wearing. Run us through your season and how you felt about it all.
So,
Been that long ago now, I can't remember.
started prep basically end of December, start of January. I had 12 weeks, which was not enough time for the body fat levels I was. That was problem number one. And this is as much on me as it is on the coach at the time. Everybody knows it was Tom. I love Tom, still love Tom, on really good terms, but we got that one wrong, right? Came to 8 weeks out, we were very behind. Food got axed, cardio got cranked up. And we made condition, but at some sacrifice to my lower body. The legs faded. Didn't help that I tore my hip flexor, but we're just piling on excuses now. So I wasn't good enough. The first show was LA, Fit World. We actually had a similar experience this year, didn't we, mate? First show of the season, we're ready to perform, we're fucking excited. We both come 7th. So that was humbling, to say the least.
I actually came 6th, mate, but you know what? It's fine. I'll say that I came 7th.
Thanks, mate. That makes me feel a little bit better. But no, we came 7th, which obviously wasn't what I wanted to be. I said at the start of the year, like, top 5 in a pro show is what I want. And if you can't do maths, I was actually 2 places away from that at the first one. So I was out in America for 2 weeks. That week following, so I went from LA, then flew over to Detroit. That week in Detroit, I was in the pits because I was out in America with just my videographer. And obviously, it's a very different time zone, especially LA. It's like a long time because it's West Coast. So Em was always asleep. Nobody with me, nobody to speak to. I was just me staring at the ceiling, questioning everything. Right, I'll go on Instagram, distract myself, open up Instagram. There's just a black and white photo of myself with let down written across it. I'm like, oh, fuck. Not Instagram today. But no. So there was a lot of hype leading into it. Instagram bodybuilder, all this. If I didn't win, it was always going to be the case, which was fine. Knew it was coming. Even if I won, it would have been like, oh, whatever. He was going to always. It's a small show, whatever. So yeah, it was a character building season. Went to Detroit and came 5th, which was great. I was really happy because there was Wesley, Matt Grego, who at the time were both top 5 Olympians, basically. So that was good. Really happy with that. And then we went into the off season. Switched coaches, not because Tom did a horrific job and he deserved getting sacked. It was more just I needed a change because I'd been with Tom for 3.5 years. My life was like, just what's that film? Is it like Groundhog Day or something?
Yeah.
It was just that, and everything was the same. Tom and I had got so comfortable that it was a coaching relationship that had gone probably too far. Tom valued my opinion probably a little bit too much, and I offered my opinion probably a little bit too much, which I think is what led to some, of the worst peaks. So I needed a change. Went to Kyle Wilkes, and it's been great. All right, made a lot of progress in the off season. Very happy with where I'm at, and I'm dying to start prep now, which is great. So I've also stayed a lot leaner this time because I think part of the issue last time was that was the first time I'd ever taken basically 2 years out to grow. So I turned pro, was too small, took 2 years out growing. Grew a lot, but spent 18 months over 245 pounds. And then I had to get down to 212 pounds, and my body just was not as responsive. Whereas now I'm a lot leaner, so it should play ball a little bit more, I hope.
Yeah.
But stay tuned. But yeah, that was effectively the competing season. It wasn't a complete disaster. Like, I was actually very happy with the look for the most part and very happy with the placing in Detroit. I just think I could have shown something a lot better had the last 6 to 8 weeks gone a different way. But that's bodybuilding. So
yeah, I think what you said there about, like, your body ending up in a really non-responsive state, that's something that's so similar with natural bodybuilding as well. Like, if you just run a 2-year off season, I can almost guarantee that half of the time has been wasted. You've got to be able to come down to be able to go back up even further. And if you don't, you're going to end up with a real slog of a start of prep. And I do remember, for you, it was like, well, body weight didn't really shift, and then you had to take absolutely loads off in a very short period of time. And again, no matter how much gear you're pushing or how high your protein is, you're gonna sacrifice somewhere. And I've seen you, every week now for the last couple of years. You just looked a little bit lifeless when you needed to have the most life about your physique.
Yeah. I think that's another difference in the Pro League is, fuck me, the peaks are just a different level. Like, you go to an amateur show, even at my pro qualifier, I don't think I was 100% peaked perfectly. I think nobody's ever 100% peaked perfectly. Maybe once or twice in your entire career, right? But I do think I could have been better there as well. But because it's an amateur lineup, you can get away with it. You can stand out with shape. You can stand out with certain striations in certain places, whatever. But when you get to the pro level, it's like everybody is fucking peeled. Everybody has good shape. And then it's that sort of granite hardness and dryness that's going to set you apart. So if you've not got that, you're going to slip a lot, even if you've got the shape and whatever. Like, it's just, you've got to be on. And if you're not, if you slip by like 2%, you suddenly fall like 5 places. So that was another harsh reality check, I think.
Yeah. Like, it's obviously so fucking different. But like when I played sick this year, it wasn't because I was terrible and shouldn't have been on that stage. Just because the standard's so high. If you're not at the absolute best that you can be, you're not going to place where you want.
Yeah.
And
I think it's unforgiving, isn't it? So.
Yeah. You need to have that learning at some point. And you would rather have that learning now than in 18 months' time or 12 months' time when you're potentially going to be stepping on like the Olympia stage for the first time.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was another thing that I told myself a lot when I was staring at that ceiling in the darkness alone, contemplating life. I was like, it was my rookie season, and I think any rookie, especially at 22 years old, if you come 5th in a pro show, especially Detroit where there's those athletes in it, it should be a win. I think it was seen, and honestly by myself, it was seen a lot negatively as a bit of a letdown, a bit of a fail because of the expectation I had going into the show. And that's still something I'll absolutely take all day, because that expectation led to so many opportunities with brands and everything like that, opened so many doors, allowed me to compete in America because I had the funds to do it. So I'll absolutely take the exposure and the hype, even if it means 2 weeks of getting shit on after you do bad at a show. It's worth it, don't get me wrong. But there was a lot of hype, and that obviously I think added a lot of pressure to myself as well. Which when you got pressure, it's because I'm under so much pressure, maybe I'm then questioning one of Tom's decisions. And then suddenly my cortisol's higher, and then my body's not going to respond how Tom thinks it's going to respond anyway. And that's out of his control, out of my control, because the pressure, and it's all a learning experience. And I think, like you said, for that to happen in my rookie season is the perfect time to do it. Because so what? Even if I'd won one of those shows and went to the Olympia, I would have been 56th, whatever the last place was. So I'm almost grateful that I then had this off season where I could grow and get better, because then it's actually going to get me somewhere I want to be, which is top 15, top 10, not 48. But I was still upset I came 7th. So this is just all a big front to make me feel better.
Do you feel like after having your rookie year and not getting the placings that you wanted, do you feel like you have got less pressure heading into next year? Or how do you think that the rest of the world views you?
I don't know is probably the answer. They can view me however they want is probably the best way to put it. I'm much more confident in myself. I think there was a massive sort of all this pressure on me. Like, I'm very realistic. I'm not delusional. I'm probably too far the other way. I'm probably too realistic and pessimistic on myself. But like that whole prep, I kind of was anticipating the letdown, because I knew, like, people were saying I was going to beat Wesley. Doesn't take a genius that knows bodybuilding to work out I was not beating Wesley, even if I was at 100% last year. It just was not possible. So I always knew there was this letdown coming. So the pressure, it was almost frustrating because I knew I wasn't going to be able to live up to it. I think this next year I think there will be less expectation, and I think my confidence in myself to exceed whatever expectation there's going to be, I've got it. Especially with the new coach and the unknowing of what that's going to look like with me going into stage. I think it's a kind of a different mindset for myself. So yeah, there is less pressure from that sense, but I think it's more just a case of more confidence in myself to meet the expectation rather than less expectation. Meaning it won't be as much of a letdown. So yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.
I'm with you 100%. With the learning of the experience of going out to America with you, well, literally just you and your videographer, do you think that will change next year? Do you reckon do you reckon Em will be getting the call up to...
She's probably listening through the floorboards. Yes, yeah. I will.
She's going, I don't want to go. You can go on your own.
Yeah, no, I think Absolutely. I had competed before in America, twice in the men's physique days with federations that shall not be named. They're not as good as the IFBB, to be clear.
Of course. What is better than the IFBB, Jack?
Fucking nothing, mate.
Nothing, mate.
It's like sliced bread, then IFBB is above it. It's just unbelievable.
Jack, I've got you on today to get me extra brownie points for this weekend. Tom's not even ill.
That's how it's going to work, for sure, mate. But no, like, yeah, obviously. I think having that, I've always been pretty, what's the word when you I'm not very dependent on other people, is the best way to put it. But I think there's a limit for every single human with the amount of stress you can take, the amount of just everything in that peak week. I was still coaching people. Like I was waking up on show day morning, checking replies whilst in a different country on a different time zone, which is something you've probably gone with on show days and shit as well. It's like, it's not exactly that difficult. It's just another thing you're worrying about. I had people in prep, like, so there was a lot on my plate. Then I have to go and do the food shop. Then I have to come back, cook my meals. Then I have to get my check-in done. I was filming a YouTube video a day that was going out that evening, every single day. It was just a lot. And then you've got to get like supplements delivered. And there was massive issues with my deliveries. So I didn't have any rice pudding, which, if you know my meal plan, that was a problem. So there was a lot. So I think having somebody there that's, obviously my videographer was like up to his fucking eyeballs in work because we were doing a video a day. So he probably had less time than me. So the rest of it was on me to sort out, which I thought I could do. And it turns out probably not the best idea. So Em will be coming because I need that sort of help and support. So Chris was not lying when he said that you need a team. Turns out
you need a village. I believe he said.
That's probably what he said. Yeah,
mate. So, I've done one show in the last 4 years without Annabella, and it was by far my worst show ever. I ran out of food. Literally, it was in Germany, and I was competing at 7 o'clock at night, and by 10 a.m. in the morning, I just ran out of food.
Sounds about right, mate. Sounds good.
So it was like, yeah, just living the dream. So yeah, definitely take him. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's needed. I also think with Kyle, Tom did come out, to be fair, to the first show, which was great, but he came out a little bit late and he was just so busy with his stuff, which is understandable. I think having Kyle there as well this year, even being at Kyle's house, I was just with him for a week before, and we'll be with him next prep for a bit as well. I think that just makes a massive difference when you're like under the same roof, training, eating, doing all the same shit together. So I think that'll create a different look, I hope.
100%. There's going to be no missing, mate. No missing at all.
No missing. #.
Yeah. So that's obviously competing. When it comes to your brand, your personal brand, you've kind of gone clear this year.
I would totally disagree. If you looked at my Instagram engagement at the minute, we are nosediving, mate. It's that part of the off season.
It's November, October, November for anyone. It's a little bit boring. I feel like
Olympia's
the Olympia
finished.
takes centre stage, or everyone else just gets pushed to one side. But mate, like this year, you've trained with Wesley, God knows how many times. You was with Samson the other day. You've got another one in the pipeline that I'm not going to name drop because that's your thing. And I'm not raging about it.
I think I've already mentioned it on a YouTube video somewhere, to be fair.
Right. Jack's going to be training with Ryan Terry.
I'm taking it back to the men's physique days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of, that side of things, I think it's been a bit of a mental year, which I'm very grateful for. A lot of that's also just come through the sponsors. Like Samson the other day was obviously because of Gymshark. Samson probably still doesn't have a clue who he was posing with. But, I'm going to take it regardless. But that's been wild. Even like Sam Sulek and stuff in London, who, I mean, you even trained with.
I know. I got to post it all because of you.
Well, yeah, ish. You were there and enjoyed it, mate. So you can't complain.
Mate, I made the absolute most.
Yeah, but no, it's been a crazy year. Even like at FIBO, I was sat watching the FIBO Pro Show with Keon and his wife, and that's when he was telling me that he's doing Prague. So I've like known since the start of the year about that. Which is crazy. So like all that stuff, it's still like just weird. It's just still surreal.
So it's like, them little bits. That's like you've gone clear, mate.
Yeah, but like in those circumstances when I'm there, like by chance, and Keon obviously knows me.
Oh, it's not by chance, mate. It's not by chance.
Like,
people know who you are. People
I don't
like
have Keon
you.
like ringing me up like, Jack, mate, guess fucking what? I'm going to Prague, lad. Book your ticket. They was just
Jack,
there
mate,
trying to
have you
make
got any
conversation.
recommendations for Prague?
He probably had so many little things to speak to me about. He's like, guess what, bro? I'm doing a bodybuilding show. No way. That was probably it, right? But yeah, no, it is cool. A lot of the sponsor opportunities have been sick. So yeah, I can't complain. But we still came seventh, which is what I can complain about. So
you what?
I still came seventh. So who gives a shit who I film with? Still a letdown, mate. No, I'm joking. It's been sick, and hopefully long may that continue, because the YouTube actually needs to grow some more, because it's still below 15k. So everybody watching this, please go and please subscribe. Actually,
yeah, Jack's YouTube's pretty decent.
It's a food review channel, mate. There's just more food content than there is bodybuilding at the moment.
I have had to stop watching your content over the last few weeks.
Thanks, mate.
I can't, mate. I just can't do it. Well, you know, I can prep where people get really into watching food things. I'm the opposite. I didn't want to open the fridge.
Yeah, I did it one prep, and it was my hardest prep ever. So I swore I'd never do it again after, because it's like, it doesn't satiate you; it entertains you. So like, it's the only thing your brain can focus on, and then all it does is make you think about food more. And you're going to go eat a chicken salad whilst watching somebody eat a donut. It's obviously going to be shit. You're going to finish that meal and then just still want a donut. It's not going to make a difference. So yeah, if anybody watching this, it's the worst fucking thing you can do. Even if you're on Instagram and you get like a post pop up that's food related, click not interested so it stops showing you that shit. And then
my prep
completely stop seeing food.
My prep thing this year has been a really random one. Whenever I eat a meal, I found myself watching 8 out of 10 cats do countdown. Have you ever seen that?
That's like a proper dad show.
Mate, it's the funniest quiz show ever.
That's like engaged bloke content.
That is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's dog dad getting married next year.
Yeah,
right.
You're growing up, mate.
I'm getting so frigging boring. Do you know what? Right, the penny's just dropped. I need to do something drastic. Let's go enhanced. Why not? I need to make myself cool again.
Yeah, just buy a Porsche and take steroids.
Perfect.
Sorted, mate. Easy.
I'll be a FitX Pro with Reese Fit in no time.
I could only dream of such accomplishments, mate.
Oh dear. Right, mate, I've had loads of questions for you. Also, guys, I'm sure you've seen this already, but this is not going to be the longest podcast in the world. Jackie's a busy man and I am dead.
Just like keep a white screen at the end for like an extra half an hour, just so the video thing's longer.
For the engagement, mate, I'm gonna put this podcast on again immediately after, but in reverse.
Perfect, mate. Nobody will ever notice.
No one will.
Probably be more entertaining, more captivating.
Yeah, engagement through the roof. Oh dear, right, okay. First question is from Jake James Fitness. Does Jack think that the standard of bodybuilders in the natty scene is better than the assisted? Relative, of course, but more in terms of consistent condition, standards and presentation.
I think you could argue yes, but I think there's a reason for it. I think there's less natural shows, but a lot of natural bodybuilders. So the people winning those shows are the best of quite a wide pool. Whereas if you go to enhanced bodybuilders, there are a lot of fucking enhanced bodybuilders, but there are a fuckload of it. Like, enhanced bodybuilding is bigger than natural bodybuilding. So it's a bigger pool. You're going to get worse people placing higher at shows because there's just less dense classes. Like, it's a running joke with like me and Danny, obviously, that I think junior natural classes in the UK are like the fucking Olympia. They are stacked nowadays. It's crazy. Like, me at 17 when I competed naturally would get wiped the floor with nowadays with some of the junior natties that are about. It's ridiculous. I think, especially in the UK as well, like, the natural scene is wild. The condition thing, like, obviously, yeah, but that's just because condition is so much easier to achieve as a natural in terms of peaking. 100% it is. You are, like, natty shredded is, I'm not going to say it's easy to get in condition. I'll take that back. It's just as hard to get in condition. But, like, just to peak and be dry on stage is so much easier because you've not got the hormone fluctuations that you've got, like, in assisted bodybuilding. And you've also got idiots doing horrendous peak protocols who are assisted, who are just taking, like, copious amounts of diuretics and getting it wrong, and then they're really watery. Like, there's a lot. Natural bodybuilders are a lot smarter, is probably the best way to put it, that their peaks are much more consistent because they're doing less idiotic shit. You find what works and you just run it. It's food and water, bit of salt, job done. That's all the things you've got to manipulate. When you get into drugs, you've got people with a fucking pharmacy list of like 100 things they're fucking about with for peak week, and funnily enough, it goes wrong. So...
I've never understood that. I've never understood if there's so many drugs, like surely that means that you can't miss. Like in natural bodybuilding, there's such few variables. If something goes wrong, then the variables that you've got, that you're not going to be able to fix them. That crazily. Whereas like in my head, it's like, right, I'm a little bit watery. I'll take this tablet. Bosh, that's that water gone.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not that simple. Like, I guarantee if you had a natty who got truly shredded, like actually in condition, which is as hard as assisted bodybuilding, I'll clarify, then just pump them full of food and water and salt with no rhyme or reason, they'll still be pretty fucking dry in like 5 hours' time. Do that with an open guy and they will just blow up. They'll be watery as fuck, their face will blow up and everything will be a mess. Their digestion's probably worse. So, yeah, I think natural bodybuilders are a lot smarter. To answer the question, I think they make smarter decisions and fuck about with less things, and therefore probably look better. And it is very competitive because there's very few shows per se.
I got asked the other day. In fact, it might be it was at the MBW show. Why are natural bodybuilders so good in comparison to enhanced? I was like, mate, natural bodybuilders are far more autistic than enhanced bodybuilders. I feel like...
generally speaking, I think people are meatheads, go assisted and don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, within the amateur realms as well. I think when you get to like the top tier of the Olympia, they're all pretty far gone. But the majority of the amateur pool for the naturals, I'm going to say they're like, live and breathe it.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I think there's also, especially amateurs who are assisted, they rely on the drugs and they think it's going to make them very good. Naturals know the only way they're going to grow is if they nail their training and they nail their fucking food. So they nail those two fucking things. Whereas I know a lot of assisted people who are actually very good, and yet they still in the off season will slack off because they think, the drugs will do it. I'll push drugs a bit higher and I'll grow as much. It's like, no, mate, if you just trained properly and didn't miss your meals, you'd grow fucking more. I think that even applies to prep and stuff like that. So yeah, I think fuck it, naturals are better, mate. I'm coming back. I'm switching sides
guys. Again. There you go. Jack said it himself. There's obviously loads of questions about like moving to the open and stuff, but the one that's really caught my eye is, would Jack jump in some of the new Gymshark board shorts?
Sorry, mate, you just lagged out. Gymshark board shorts, I heard?
Yeah. Would you jump in a pair of Gymshark board shorts and get back on stage?
Stage maybe not. Gymshark board shorts, fucking get me some and I'll sort it out, mate. You've got probably more of a chance of getting those than I do, so
I've got them already, mate.
Perfect, right? I'll throw them on and hit some shots.
That'd be great. I don't think you're going to fit into mine. Something tells me. Or you're going to rip the arse cheeks.
That's even better, mate. I'll hit a back shot, and at least people won't be looking at my shit back. They'll be looking at my arse cheeks, which are quite voluptuous actually. So, be a better thing to look at.
I would agree. They are very voluptuous. So there's no chance of Jack moving to men's physique.
Mate, you keep cutting out. What is this internet? You got to pay your bill.
Do you know what it is, mate? Right? It's bonfire night, and I truly believe someone's just shooting fireworks at the satellite.
Sounds about right.
Right. If it keeps playing up, then it'll be even shorter, this podcast. Right, moving to the open. Do you think...
hell yeah.
Do you think that will happen eventually?
Probably not. I answered this in my Q&A that I filmed yesterday. Like, I don't want to be that heavy for one. If I can get better and be a good classic physique competitor, I'm staying classic, right? I want to stay classic ideally. I want to be competitive in classic. If it gets to the point, if I compete this year, I'm fucking 5th to 7th again. Then the year after, I'm 5th to 7th again. Then the next year, I'm 5th to 7th again. And I'm like, right, I am trying my hardest. I'm getting nowhere in classic. Then maybe I'll go to open. Or I'll jump off a bridge. But I might go to open. We don't know. But realistically, for the next 5 years, I can pretty safely say I'm staying in classic, yeah.
In terms of body weight,
yes.
How much more weight can you push up?
Inconclusive.
Ah, yes. I do know this.
Because I don't actually know what my height will be. So obviously, I'm sure everybody saw the drama with Mike at the Olympia. At the 2 pro shows this year, I heighted in differently each. I was taller in Detroit than I was in LA. I am right on the cusp of those two. So I've since bought an inversion table. So I'm hoping I'm going to be the taller one. We'll find out. But I'm either going to be 212 or 219. I was told it should be 219 moving forwards. However, then all the mic stuff happened and they're reheighting people. So we will wait and see. But even like last year, 212, like even this year, I still think I should get to 212 pretty comfortably without having to really lose muscle per se. I'm not going to have to do an ERS. So then with that, even if it's 219, then even better, great. I've got like a solid 5-6 pounds of genuine stage tissue, and every year you get a bit leaner and you know everything like that. Even with Kyle this year, I know he's a fan of cardio, so I'll probably push that a bit more. I think I will definitely be sharper this year. And then, you know, you can be 5-10 pounds over your cap in peak week and just drop down to make weight and come back up. And that's all, again, experience with a coach who's been there and done that all before with people. So
yeah,
I've got a good like 3 or 4 years of making progress, regardless of which weight cap I'm in, before I'll know if I'm truly a failure in classic and need to go to open to continue my career and my mental state.
I think you need to buy like a measuring thing as well, rather than just having the inversion table. Get the
What an Ultraflex, isn't there?
Yeah, oh, mate, I don't trust it. So
True.
I've been heighted in twice this year for the 2 NPC shows that I did, and one of them heighted me in at like 7 centimeters lower than the second one.
7 centimeters,
Mate, I was in men's physique class C.
Yeah.
Right. Then did a show 2 weeks later. No, it weren't. 4 weeks later, I was in men's physique class E.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is mental.
Yeah.
Were they like abroad?
Yeah, in Spain. So I don't know if it was
Lack
like,
of
you know,
translation, mate. They may have had the measuring stick in English and they didn't quite understand it and wrote down the wrong number, even though numbers are the same.
maybe, yeah, numbers, that universal thing.
Yeah, Mike got
Maybe
it wrong,
that was
never know.
different in Spain.
Yeah, for sure. I reckon that.
That's class that from you, mate. Amazing. Right, someone wants some genuine advice.
Wrong place to come, buddy.
I saw this and I thought, do I?
I will answer this dead straight face, honest answer, mate. You're gonna get what you're gonna get here.
Okay, so this guy called Jack Goes Gym. What would you tell someone who is 19 on the fence about hopping on? He's already competed.
Shut the fuck up. That's what I tell him, mate. No, like in genuine seriously, if you're asking that question to Josh and me, you should be a bit more set on your decision. So the answer is nobody, in my opinion. If you're on the fence and you don't know for sure, there's probably a reason you're on the fence. So I would just leave it another year. It's always going to be there. You've always got the option. You're very young still. If you're not wholeheartedly committed to it yet, I would just leave it there. It's still going to be there when you need it, if you need it. I would continue as you are for now.
That is a fantastic answer.
The actual answer, and actually what I believe. The funny answer is just fucking shut the fuck up, mate. You should already be jabbed in your ass.
Yeah, 19, mate. You've missed out on 6 good years there, bro.
Fucking hell, mate. I started at 12.
No, you make a good point. I think with most things that are, you know, big, and I'm going to say like, I would say going enhance is as big a decision as having a child. You know, you're making a decision that's going to impact the rest of your life. If you are having a baby, you won't be like, do I want to? Meh. It's you either want to or you don't. Don't be like on that fence. If you're on that fence, get off it as a no. It's probably not as big a commitment as having a child, is it?
I think it's actually a bigger commitment. If you have a kid, like if them got pregnant now, the door's there, mate. I'm gone. Right? If I take a load of tests and it's in me, shit me. I could go to the shops all I want, but that test is coming with me to get the milk, so I'm fucked. I promise I wouldn't run out the door, but don't get pregnant at the same time.
Yeah, it's all right, mate. Just your balls won't work soon anyway. Don't worry.
Exactly. Another reason to go assisted, lad. You don't need any fucking contraception anymore.
There you go.
You do. That is a joke. Please, people. Everybody knocks people up when they're on gear. Chris and fucking Derek and everybody did it when they weren't trying to, so...
I think Ryan did.
Probably, yeah, but Ryan's basically natural. He does not take a lot of gear. Not that the others do, to be fair, but Ryan is definitely more relaxed, I think.
I think he actually comes off it as well, like, after prep.
I would imagine he's had such a long career and he looks just as, like, good as when he started. Well, he looks better than when he started because he's now winning the thing, but, like, yeah, he looks fresh, is the best way to put it. Yeah. He doesn't look old as well. Like, you see a lot of open guys, especially, who are sub 30 and they look 45. Or they're 23 and they look 30, right? Whereas you get Ryan, he looks great. He's a very good-looking man.
He is.
So clearly he's not pushed the envelope. So come on, Ryan, mate, fucking start pushing it, bud. We want 6 wins here.
Yeah. No, we want 6 wins in the open. Come on.
I reckon he's got Samson. A few years, mate, he'll be there.
Oh, yeah. All right, next question from Cal Curry _ biggest love and hate for the fitness industry?
Biggest love, Josh. Biggest hate, Greg Doucette. Right. They're just people that we're going for.
Do you not like Greg?
I actually find him quite funny. But what pissed me off, after that fucking LA show in Detroit, LA show he commented, this guy just looks like a mediocre amateur versus on a pro stage. Bear in mind, I came 7th out of like 20 people, so I still wasn't the worst person on that stage that day. Then in Detroit, he then commented, this is better, still just looks like a top level amateur. Bear in mind, Greg, I came 5th, buddy, at a pro show. That's higher than you've ever placed at a pro show. So, no, like, he does, what he does very well is get clicks and views, and that's his whole goal. And he's fucking great at that, so you got to applaud him.
I know, but there's got to be some instances where you look at it and go, do I need to say anything? And I feel like he just talks for the sake of talking. Like,
yeah.
For me, as a human, I would look at, a young lad that's new in the pro league. I wouldn't make any comment.
Yeah. At the same time, I'm very much like put myself out there. I get a lot of eyes on myself. That's going to come with a lot of criticism. And there's not much criticism I can take when it comes. If he wants to do it, so be it. So it is what it is. But yeah, biggest hate. I said this in my Q&A the other day as well. I said sort of the biggest hate for me personally, if we're going like off the actual sport of bodybuilding, it drives me up the wall still that there's no set rules for consistent lighting and backdrops at shows, especially like pro shows. Amateurs, I actually think the lighting's often a lot better because they try to do a lot less because they've got less budget. I think when you get to the IFBB and you look at some of these top shows, like, why would you ever put a red backdrop with a bit of orange in there behind people that are painted fucking orange? You can't see anybody and it looks horrendous. So I think there needs to be like a level of standard for shows, backdrops and lightings. I even think like a live stream option where it's like UFC where you pay for like the year and you get to watch all the shows done by the same person for a subscription. I think that's great, but then it just gets complicated with promoters and everything like that. But
mate, I've thought for years, how come there's not a DAZN or something like that within the IFBB? It truly makes no sense.
Yeah, I think
I've never paid for a live stream ever. I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah,
the
I agree.
I think really good this year, right? But I would happily pay 15 quid a month for every single show of the year.
Yeah, I think UFC is quite expensive for a year's pass. I'm not going to say the number, but I know it is actually quite a lot of money. But it's worth it. Like, I have paid for a lot of shows, and when you're paying like 40 quid for the odd show, like there's very few I will pay for. It's like Pittsburgh, the Olympia if I'm not there, and like the Arnold's I think was free, and Detroit was free, which is fantastic. Like, just because I did this show, I'm not going to be biased here. It was a free live stream. It was a very good live stream. That YouTube was getting like 45k concurrent viewers, I think, which is ridiculous. Which meant all the people that sponsored his show, Axe and Sledge, all these brands, they're getting 45,000 views on their brand. So there's then more incentive for these sponsors to pay Fuad more for his show, so he's going to potentially make more money. And I was thinking, if you've got a subscription, like, I'm not paying to watch the Mexico Pro Show. If I've got a subscription where I can watch it for free already, I'm probably going to watch it. So those smaller shows are probably going to get more eyes on them, which will probably benefit those smaller promoters. and then the big shows are going to get people to sign up for the subscription for maybe the year and that sort of stuff. So I think it's logistically very hard to do, especially with the format of promoters putting on their own shows and financing things themselves and getting sponsors in themselves. Very complicated, but there's got to be a better way than what we have at the minute, where some shows do have live streams. There was a show in the UK very recently, which I was not the first, but I haven't even commented on the quality of the live stream, but it's like free live stream, fantastic. At least point the camera at the fucking people on stage. It was like half off stage, you couldn't see everybody in the call out. All you could see was all the cameras that were taking photos. And it's like, at that point, just don't do a live stream. So, yeah, I think I'd like some consistency across the board there. I think we're going in the right direction, to be fair, with show backdrops and all that sort of stuff. It's going the right way, but my pet peeve is I just like that to be there. I also think the amateur scene in the UK is pretty diabolical with some of the ego and stuff involved there, but that's another conversation.
I kind of want to have that conversation.
Yeah, no, I just think, I'm sure it's like it everywhere. This is what I said in my YouTube. I think it's probably the same in America, and that maybe state-wise it might be similar. In the UK, it's very close-knit. It's very, it's a small niche. Everybody knows everybody. And there's just so much unnecessary ego insecurity between people. There's some great things. There's some, we get a lot of people collabing, right? I'm on a men's physique podcast with my good friend here, right? Fantastic. But at the same time, there's just a lot of shit in the amateur scene. And that is probably the same in every single industry and every single career and everywhere. It's going to happen, right? It just annoys me, so I'd change that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. There's times where you can go to shows and it just feels hostile.
Yeah.
Like, this year, I did the Two Bros show in the morning, then went to PCA in the afternoon, and every single person that I've met before through the PCA, they all commented on the fact that I'd done Two Bros in the morning. It was just like, come on, mate. It's all bodybuilding for me. I don't give a shit about federations, apart from the NPC's the best.
Of course.
Yeah.
You don't even need to mention it. They're so far clear. They're not even in the conversation, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, of the second tier things, they're all the same to me, you know?
Yep, I would agree. So...
Just all be friends and get on, please. That would be really,
have
really
sex,
nice.
please. Just all of us have one massive orgy backstage.
I could get involved with that, mate. Right, Josh Dandy has asked, how many 12-year-old versions of yourself could you beat in a fight? They come one by one.
The way you read that, I actually heard how many 12-year-old virgins.
That's how I read it initially.
12-year-old versions of myself. I don't actually know what I was doing at 12.
I was doing judo at 12.
Oh, no, I was just playing football. So I was probably I reckon I could take on, are we doing this in rounds? Like, round one person comes. Round two, then two people come. Or are we just doing, fucking 8, have them at me?
I would say we'll start at 4. If you can take 4 people, four 12-year-old versions of yourself.
It's going to be difficult. 12 is not that young, you know. I think 12,
Yeah.
they've got a bit about them. I was playing football on a cold, rainy morning on a Sunday at 9 a.m. I had some bollocks on me, you know. So 4's going to be a push. I don't back my lung capacity nowadays to be able to I was pretty fit at 4 as well. So I'm going to run circles around me now. 1 might be a struggle thinking about it. Maybe I'm going 0.5 as my answer.
Yeah.
I could take a 6
half of the body?
Myself. Oh, bottom, please. That's myself. That's weird. Less weird than if it was a different 12-year-old, actually. So it's okay. Play on.
Oh, dear. I've got a story to tell you off the podcast. That is from Isaac, our hairdresser.
I think I might know which one it is.
The disgusting one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was in last week. First thing they said to me. Yeah.
Oh, dear. Anyway, right. When you played football, did you wear a Under Armour, little...
Oh, the turtleneck ones.
Yeah.
Probably when I was quite young, but then they just used to it's probably the tism in me. Fucking used to drive me mad when I had a little bit on my neck, so I'd cut it off so you couldn't see it.
So did you used to wear one?
Yeah, if it was cold at night, yeah, for sure.
Soft. Judging you, mate.
Playing football,
everyone that wore one of them was soft.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, we've got some great questions here. Right, next one that's kind of decent. The rest are a bit questionable. It's from Shay McCall. Jack's thoughts on Nick leaving Kyle?
I plead the fifth. No, I don't. So for those who don't know, I was actually with Kyle in Jersey. training with him. It was like our third training day. Kyle comes in a little bit late, and he's like, "Yeah, man, Nick dropped me this morning." I was like, that's, you don't want to be there. It's a bit awkward, you know. I was just like, that's not great, mate. Kyle was genuinely like actually upset, and I think that's what I've got a very good insight behind the scenes. I think actually a lot of what they've both said has actually just come public. So I don't really need to tread on eggshells here. I'm sure I do not know the full picture, by the way. I think the way in which Nick left, from what Kyle said to me, was harsh. But I think Nick's allowed to fucking leave if he wants. It's just, I think the way in which he went about it, I think that relationship was very unique in the fact that they were friends for a long time, long before coaching. I don't know if I think this is public knowledge. I don't know. I'm going to say
it is public knowledge, but I think
what I'm about to say is, I think when Kyle had left Matt Jansen back in the day when they had their first falling out, Kyle was actually helping Nick back then as well for a little period of time, and Nick left abruptly the same way and went to whoever else he went with. I think he went back with Matt or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but left very abruptly, very harshly, and sort of burnt Kyle a little bit there. And then the whole thing with Matt happened again. Nick was needing somebody. Kyle just checked on him to see how he was doing as like a friend, and then ended up they spoke and got to it. I think realistically, objectively speaking, with no subjective bias, Nick looked fucking mint at New York and Pittsburgh. I think that's about as good as Nick could have looked this year. Yes, they got it wrong at the Olympia. Look at every single top coach ever. They all get it wrong. Look at Keon this year. He got it wrong at the Olympia. That's arguably the best pound-for-pound bodybuilder with one of the best coaches. Still got it wrong. Honey's got it wrong some years with people. Like, no matter who you are, no matter how good a coach you are, how good an athlete you are, people get it wrong. So that's fine. Nick, they got it wrong. Kyle, in fairness, owned up to it, said it was his fault, which is more than most coaches will do. So I just think people are allowed to leave their coach. I think it's their career. They have the choice. You've got a limited time to do this shit. Try different things. There is a limit to how much I think leaving coach is beneficial. When you're doing it every other show, it's counterproductive. But you're allowed to leave the coach. I just think the way in which Nick went about leaving and some of the comments he made after was unfair towards Kyle. But it's fucking bodybuilding at the end of the day. We're all adults. I think it's just the way in which their friendship ended was probably why there was such a big thing about it. Which is the only thing I disagree with. I think Nick could have gone about it a bit better, not made some of the comments. Maybe Kyle should have not made as many videos as they did. But shit happens. Nobody really cares now. It's been about 2 weeks. So a year from now, nobody's going to care apart from them two. So
exactly.
It is what it is. But no, I'd have, just left in a better manner. And I think saying Pittsburgh was not a nice look for him is a silly comment because I think, arguably, maybe you looked better a few years ago. I don't think that was a peaking thing or a coaching thing. I think that was just the way your physique's evolved and grown in certain areas. That it's going to be difficult now. That I struggle to see a better package than Pittsburgh being displayed. By the way he was making it out that he could have been significantly better. I think that's unrealistic. So
yeah, this has always been something that blows my mind with Nick. Like, surely he looks at his physique and looks at it and just goes, this isn't an Olympia winning physique. Yes, it's top 10. It's top 10 most years, but it's not beautiful and amazing and freaky. It's very freaky. It's fucking ugly. And it doesn't look like any past Olympian.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think for Nick to win, it's obviously possible, but people have to be off. The minute Derek or Hadi are on, they're nearly as muscled, but they've got significantly better shape. And if they're in the same condition, I think nowadays with the lineup, they're probably going to win. I think when it's a case where it's like just Nick v Derek at Pittsburgh, for example, it can be a lot closer because it's not three guys of beautiful shape and then Nick, it's just one and one. So, it depends who you stood next to as to how you look. But the minute you get two or three guys with unbelievable shape and a lot of fucking muscle in mint condition, which you get at the Olympia every year, it then suddenly becomes a lot harder for the outlier with the lesser shape per se. So I think that's where he's going to struggle. Whereas other shows he can do very well still. So
I'm with you. I did a podcast with a guy called Steve Hall the other day. I don't know, was I talking with Steve or was it someone else? The prep brain does not work properly. One thing that I know, you will have noticed it, but Martin Fitzwater. Is it Fitzwater?
Yes, it is.
Right. he goes to the Olympia. He never looks bad, but then he goes to Prague a few weeks later and he looks fucking ridiculous. Do you think that there's like almost like value in doing more shows in your season rather than just doing like a one and done? Or
I think it depends on the athlete. Some people like Chris nailed a one and done 6 years in a row and was sound, but again, that's Chris. He was a little bit further ahead than most people. Martin, going back to the earlier conversation of making it, like being in certain circles. When I was out in Vegas for the Olympia to like get content and shit, I saw Martin at New Tech Gym like 3 or 4 days out. And like they were showing me his check-ins he'd just taken in the room, and I was like, "Holy shit!" This was just after I made my prediction. I was like, "Yeah, okay, he's beating like Nick and people like that. Like he's placing fucking well." And he looked ridiculous. I think the Olympia he gets in his head because it's such a big show, as I think most people do. He's still young. You know, I think his first Olympia he came 4th, didn't he? And this might have only been his second Olympia, I think.
really,
I'm pretty sure.
Jesus
His first, yeah, because he won Detroit the year before, went to the Olympia, came 4th. Then he did like Arnold and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a bit disappointing. Arnold's a bit disappointing. And then going into the Olympia was like, they had to bring it back. So I think there's a bit of pressure on him to do well. So I think he probably just got more in his head because his persona on stage isn't the same. Because I was out in Prague last year, post-Olympia, when he, in my opinion, he lost to Chris. The minute Chris was moved in centre, Martin's head went. It dropped. You could see it on stage. You've seen him speak about this plenty. So I think he just gets a bit in his head because he's still young and he's like fairly new to it. Whereas I think going to Prague this year, off the back of the Olympia, knowing how close he was to Samson, because I was there in person, it was very, very close between him and Samson. I think there's an element of not letting the current Mr. Olympia drop too far in one go. I wouldn't have been opposed if Martin placed ahead of Samson at the O. So I think Martin knew that in the back of his head. He'd been to Prague before, he knew the area, he knew the venue, he knew the promoters, he knew how the show went, he was the reigning champ. There was a different confidence going into the show and his persona on stage was totally different. And I guarantee his feedback would be from the judges, take that persona to the Olympia. So I just think his mindset was different. I think the Olympia gets on top of people. But to your question, like, yeah, depends on the person. If they get better and not like, I think for most people, especially if you're young, like I'm doing fuckloads of shows next year. Even if I win the first one or win 2 now because of the rules, I'm still going to carry on and do multiple because I want that experience with Kyle. I want that experience of competing as a pro and like pre-judging and finals. There's a massive gap in between. There's a lot more travel involved. All these things I'd never experienced until last year, and that was obviously also a shock to the system. And now this year having a coach who's been there, done all that before as well was another benefit. So yeah, I just want all the experience. I'm still young as well, so I think there is quite a large. Unless you're Chris Bumstead, there's probably a benefit to doing multiple shows. Because even Derek this year, he did what? Arnold, Pittsburgh, and then the Olympia. It was like won all 3. So
that's some payday, that, innit? Whew.
Yeah, it was hefty, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's class. Right, James Linford _ fuck, marry, kill, Stockton, Reese Fat, Danny Howarth. That's hard, that one.
Reese would kill. Danny, shag. Stockton, marry. Me and Danny would like. I'd probably end up killing Danny before I killed Reese if I married him. So maybe I'd bum Reese actually, just so I could say like, Reese, mate, shut up, I bummed you.
Yeah, because
if I can be giving, I would shag Reese. If I had to take it, I'd never hear the end of it, so I wouldn't take that one. I'd have to kill him.
I think I would shag Reese just to say that I've done it.
Yeah, I think, just hold it over him forever. Like,
yeah, I'd definitely marry Stockton.
Yeah, I think Stockton would be a great housewife.
Yeah,
he's built for that.
He loves it. He loves it.
Yeah.
You know, whenever like I do anything with him, he looks after me like I am a baby.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Perfect. Yeah.
I've judged at shows and he's like gone and got me food. He'll be like, have you eaten today? I've gone and got you this.
Cool,
and it won't be like,
mate.
I've got you this little crap sandwich from Tesco's. It'll be like, I've got you this. This is a chicken burrito. Puts effort in. It's great.
What a nice guy.
He is. Right, and then that means that I'd have to kill Danny Howarth. R.I.P. Danny, mate.
I back it. He won't mind. He'll probably thank you, actually.
There's loads of questions that would get us cancelled and would get your Gymshark contract ripped up.
What we like, get him in.
Ian Talbot Bath has asked a question about Hitler that I am really not going to ask you. There's Oh, this is kind of cleanish. How many cucumbers has Mr. Eagles consumed this week?
How are we consuming them?
I
The
don't
answer
know.
varies
What
depending
is
on the answer.
consumed?
Consumed. Actually, zero, mate. I'll be honest. The boring answer. Fed up of vegetables at this point in the off-season. Fed up of food, mate. I'm so fat and full all the time. I can't even be asked to sit on a cucumber. So,
God bless
zero.
you, mate. God bless you. It's all right. You're going to switch to pints anyway next week. Don't worry.
I'll sit on a pint instead. Yeah, that'll go well.
Yeah. Daniel J. Stobbart. Do you know who this guy is? No?
I don't think so. Apologies, mate, if I should do.
How many donuts could you shove up your bum? So, like, you know, for me as an
Tune
adult,
in next YouTube video. Let's find out.
yeah, do it. Great viral content. Get your videographer to come and video it. He'll love that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and say his name again because that nearly got me cancelled as well.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, like when you ask questions like that in a Q&A, it's like, mate, I can see
Mate,
your name here.
He's sat there. He's typed that out and thought, that's class, that. I'm going to send that.
Yeah.
I hope this one gets answered. What if he sat there asking for like a dead genuine answer? Like, you're not even specified which type of donut though. If it's like an original Krispy Kreme, you're going to get more than if it's like some fucking massive layered up one, you know?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm
Lube or
trying
no
not
lube?
to think
What
about
are
donuts.
we allowed about?
You are?
I said lube or no lube. Like, what are the terms and conditions?
Might
for
not
this?
need him if he's got jam in.
Right, let's move on.
Right. And I think on that, we can wrap up.
No, we're
today's
doing
podcast.
one more. One more.
One
not
more.
ending on
Why did you get
sitting
into
on donuts.
bodybuilding?
Fucking hell, we could chose a better one than that.
What do you think about science-based lifters?
Fuck off, hate them though. There's a time and a place for everything. If you're in one camp, you are an idiot. If you think it's only science is the way, great, you probably won't get very far. If you think it's only meathead shit and you hate science, you're probably not going to get very far. Use both, find what works for you, and you'll probably get quite far.
Have you seen that guy on Instagram? Me and Tom talk about him on a regular basis. It's called Mungo the Mammoth.
Oh yeah, I have seen him.
What do you think to that guy? I think he's absolutely bonkers.
I think he enjoys what he's doing, and I think that's very important. As for his bodybuilding career, it's not going to get far at the moment. If he carries on the way he is, it's going to actually probably regress from where he's at now. He will likely end up like Ronnie at some point, which is a sorry sight.
Signing loads of autographs from a wheelchair.
Yeah, like he's having fun. He loves it. I think that's great. I don't know if he actually really cares about bodybuilding, or if he just loves to fucking lift. If he loves to lift, mate, have at it. You're fucking smashing it. If you want to be a good bodybuilder, the two aren't going to go hand in hand at the minute. But in fairness, there's a lot of worse shit on Instagram. You know, he's trying to put out a positive message and he's doing what he loves. So I think that's better than most people.
Yeah.
But seriously, mate, sort the fucking form out. It hurts my eyes whenever it comes up.
Oh, who's got worse form, Reese or Mungo?
Mungo's going to take the cake, and that's something I never thought I'd say.
Mungo is the one person. Right, Jack, thank you so much for coming on, mate.
It's all right, mate. I've loved it. I will be back. I'll be back for the Christmas quiz. I'm announcing it now, so I have to come back on.
Guys, we're going to do a Christmas quiz.
Hell yeah.
We're actually just going to sack it off this year, but now that you've said it, we'll do it.
Yeah, the three people that are left watching by this point are now buzzing for the Christmas quiz.
That Christmas quiz last year was one of my favourite episodes that we've ever done.
It's great, mate. It's great.
Absolutely brilliant. Right, mate, thank you for coming. Everyone that's listening, please subscribe to the channel. Tom normally does the outro. Shit. Subscribe to Jack's stuff because it's great. Subscribe to mine because it's okay. It's not terrible.
When's this going out, by the way?
You are?
When's this going out?
Tomorrow morning, mate. We don't mess about.
Don't worry, that's fantastic then. I won't say what I was going to say. You'll put it in the next podcast, so don't worry, people.
Okay. Stay blessed. See you in the next one.
Bye.